on social media, maybe even going physical, and then some of them losing their lives. Whereas you don't see any of the politicians fighting one-on-one. You will never see any of the politicians fighting one-on-one. It is the followers who usually do that. Some killing themselves, some even insulting themselves on social media. And then while he was talking, he said they are not fighting with anybody except those who are quarreling with themselves. He never named names, but you see the followers going on social media to call out people, insulting people. Even here, some of them even insult us in the media. When we don't even, if I was to collect money from here and collect from here, you think I'll be here? I'll just find one good island to go and relax and flex my flex the money, because of course if they give me money, the money is my own now. Is it their money? So why would the state government deny them access? Okay, the ex-governor in his own time did the same to others. Should it be an eye for an eye? Why would the state government deny them access? Why? Is the government led by Simfora trying to pay, or is it because of the fight between them? Don't we all own? If I want to have an event and I write, the only thing is that they will give me rules. After on an event, on a pack, on a sachet water, on a food, this and that. Is that not what we're going to do? Clean up the place. So why would they deny them access to the place? Are they trying to pay back? Why will the FCT minister also say if they deny them access next time, they will take it by force? Is he not inciting people? Looking at the fact that some of their followers also just act, anyhow. They don't think. Once their leader says this, and you will never see any of the you will never see Wike and Fubara come and box themselves. Or some other stakeholders from the Wike's end, and that some stakeholders from the Fubara end. You will never see them box themselves, as in fight physically. But you see their followers engage in such, verbally on social media, and sometimes physically, if an opportunity presents itself. How do we quell all this? Are we also seeing a situation where we're going into pre-election, in quote, violence, before we even hop into 2027 when the real election will take place? Is it a pattern in River State where each time we approach any election cycle, politicians talk tough from both ends? Because although for now we have not heard from the other end, but in some cases you see politicians from this end, they talk tough, from this end they talk tough, especially in River State. And then you see their followers engage in social media blackmail, insults, and threats. Before the 2023 election, some people called on, even on the program, to threaten people in the media, threaten people like me. Why do we engage? Why do we have such atmosphere? Now, can we also link it to what Ganduje said when he was APC chairman national? That when it comes to pre- and post-election violence, it is traceable to that we should hold the politicians accountable and not even INEC. Is that true? So we have looked at so many issues. The stadium. Why did they deny them access? The state government, if they have written. Did the state government also give conditions? Is it that the Wike group or the ambassadors didn't meet the conditions? Because at least people, did they tell them to pay an amount of money? For instance, if I want to do a wedding or I want to do any ceremony, I can hire an event hall. Is that correct? If I want to do it in an open space, I'll talk to the authorities. I want to do social event here. How much I will take? I'll pay. They say, okay, you will not litter everywhere. After the event, you must bring people who will clear everywhere. Don't destroy any property. In fact, you pay a non-refundable or refundable fee of so in case on a break glass or break toilet, spoil anything for toilet, you pay. Is that not so? So what is going on here? Is it that they didn't meet the conditions? Or is it that the state government wants to just pay them back? I mean, led by Simfura in this case now, because when we say state government, there's a leader. Please dissect this issue. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Maxwell.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You're talking about the state government and the former governor. The statement of the former governor is unbecoming of a statesman. I mean, if you apply for something from a state, it's not a guarantee that you get it when you want it. There's a process in all these things. He has been a governor. You should know better. And for a person occupying the office of a minister, talking like that will be forcefully, we, quote and unquote, is he him and his children, or he wants to put other people's children in harm's way? Because as I'm seeing him, he's very frail looking. He cannot even walk. But every time he's talking,
no. Let's not go into that, please. That's personal. No. That's personal. That's personal.
Where we are.
We don't bring that into conversations.
Okay. But he's talking tough. If you're talking tough like Joshua, we know that you have strength. We will go and break the place. Who is we? Other people's children to go and kill them? Because if the governor now comes in and do that, we have that fire for fire too. You know how it will be. You won't even be in that station safe. So I'm calling on the authority, police, SSS. They should stop all these things. They should try and square this thing now that got boomerang into something that we can't control.
Thank you.
The governor, the Tinubu that he wants to campaign for, has he flagged off campaign officially? Tinubu that will be on the ballot, has he flagged off campaign? Where did the Tinubu come out officially that is contesting for anything? So why is this man disturbing the state since December? It's not good now. Beg.
Thank you. Please, let's make the conversation clean. We don't talk about people's personal, like if somebody is a drunkard or if someone is a womanizer, we don't talk about it on radio. Please leave that out of the conversation. Those are personal lifestyle. All right? We'll look at actions of public officers. That's what we talk on radio. Their actions. That's what we criticize. We don't. If the person may marry 100 wife, that one is not our business. That's the person's personal life with his God. After all, everybody have their own. Is that not so? So we'll talk about the issues, and it's the issues we're looking at here. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
This is Honorable Chris.
Yes, please.
If we are talking about, or I listen to the clip you play, that clip is not even friendly for people to even listen. And this is coming out from the stakeholders' directive to asking people to do this and do that. And up till now, the federal government have not called him for questioning. That means we are in one chance. So, even that somebody like me threaten bring, this is there any other different way? So, ex-city minister that is, he said that he will. If you use the same language you know that kind of. He said he will break, and nothing will happen. If I say I will attend, you do cut off now. Why do you do that? Because it's not friendly for people to hear. So to me, is it not the same executive order he gave last time that people obeyed? He said, if you want to do this, come and if we didn't approve it, you don't. Most of our primary schools are here. When you go there, they say, governor says so. Nobody should make use of it. And the people obey. So why is he now coming? Is he not the same executive? Did he cancel it before he leave office? The same executive order. See, if you climb to tree with a ladder, don't remove that ladder, because if you remove it, you will not come back. I don't think you come down. Nigerian politicians, I pity you now.
Now, let me also ask this question. Why is it that when public officers, highly placed, they make inciting statements, the authorities don't go after them? I mean, when I mean the authorities, I mean the security agencies. But it is very easy for the security agencies to go after people who are not in public office, who are not highly placed. The DSS In Edo State, someone wrote on his car that the president is the worst, and his car was seized. It is easy for the DSS to go after people who are just on the streets doing their business, probably out of frustration. They said something. Some say some things on Facebook, Twitter, and then you see the DSS will trace them and arrest them. I want to add that to the conversation. Yes, good morning.
No, Maxwell.
Good morning.
Good morning, Maxwell.
Go ahead.
Happy New Year to you.
I wish you same.
Thank you. Maxwell, you see, all these things that we is saying, see, Fubara did not think about that one. You know, so our Igbo people say that, oh, you move when I go to Bloom Magaya Nazu. First, when they carry knife, no, they dream, another person carry knife, pass them back. And they think that all this thing is doing is a welcome development. It's not a welcome development. Nobody will stop him to no go and do campaign in anywhere he wants to go and do campaign.
No, but you said they denied them access. So the question is why?
They did not deny them any access. Those people that are working that place, those people that are working there have already said it on the air, one of your sister stations, that place is under construction. And these people are working.
So why didn't they give them an alternative arrangement?
You see, let me tell you something. Have you been that is Wike can give anybody anything? Please, Wike, just allow us to breathe. And campaign has never started. You are coming. Oh, tell me what you are fighting for. Are you fighting for governor or are you fighting for president? Anything that you want to fight, go to Abuja now. That place is your place. That place is where you are working to. Please allow us to rest in this river state. We are peaceful and the state. Tomorrow night you will tell me that state of emergency have already started again. 6 months. Is this what this one want to tell me? I remember when I'm actually in this place, 2 of them jam St. Andrew, 2 of them jam there. Everybody started looking themselves. As you say that you want to fight, why can't you fight that time? Please allow us to be in this river state. It's too much for you.
Thank you.
I don't understand. Thank you.
It's okay. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Michael. I think Wike is just trying to attract people's sympathy, or even wants to bring the head of the presidency and the Fubara. I watched one of the cables television. The whole place was, and the work was going on. Everywhere was being littered. And I don't think that within this 1 week, he applied. Fubara went and called contractors, pack all the sands and iron back there to stop him. He's just trying work where there is nothing happening. And I want to say, all this violent talk and all that, if you want to
you think he's inciting people? It might be a rhetoric, don't you think so? He might not be serious.
No, we know him in his nature. He's ready.
You know, for instance, someone can say, come on, get out. And the person is joking.
No, he's not joking. You see, politics is his business. He just read the law. He never practiced it. I'm sorry to say that too. He loves politics. He can do it without out of season and in the season time.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. We didn't address the issue. Why didn't they give them access? Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Max. Good morning.
Yes, please go ahead.
Ernest on the line.
Go ahead.
Mr. Max, normally if I go to a place and the place is noisy, I can't enjoy that place. And if I go to a place and the statements and language from that place is not comfortable to me, that is my personal life. I can't find peace there. And I want you to help me do something. Read from the Bible for me, God Max, I beg you in the name of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 13 and 14, please, God bless you. Just read that. That's my statement for this morning. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 13. Thank you, God bless you.
Good morning, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Maxwell.
Thank you.
Special Douglas. Yeah. Max, I think as a radio presenter, you have that liberty to write to the Ministry of Sport to know why they did not give that.
No, I'm not
to
the one who
minister.
wanted to do events. They are the ones who will tell us why they didn't. So that's not my business.
You are the one who is asking why, and you're asking the wrong set of people.
So leave it now. If you don't know, now you say you don't know, so that we can move on.
No, I know. That's why I'm calling now.
Oh, yeah,
to
tell
let
us
you know
now
what
and
to
leave
do.
me out of the
Because
matter. It's not my business. I'm not campaigning.
Listen, it's not you personally. I'm talking about the media in general. There is no crisis in Rivers State, but just the media trying to sensationalize this.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
No matter.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning. I'm still calling from Ajib Period of Port Harcourt. Whether the River State government have the right, or why they refuse entrance to the state minister and his people. Yes, the governor or the River State government has the right, because this is not time for politics yet. So I see no reason why of such bad in such place. So the governor has the right to do that. Thank you.
All right. For no just cause, the governor has a right, just like that. Good morning.
Mr. Maxwell, good morning, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name is calling from.
All right.
So, Mr. Maxwell, you see, I don't understand what is happening. Why I'm saying this is because the FCT ministry is talking about renew hope. And the renew hope agenda of Mr. President is the one Governor Fubara belongs to. So I don't know. This is supposed to be a collaboration. If we are talking about the renewal of Mr. President, the governor and himself supposed to come together.
No, that's not what we're even looking at. We're looking at the statement he made and the fact that they didn't gain access according to him. Why?
Okay, now for me, now you know that one, we saw the event. Campaign has not even started. Number one, because if you watch really well, that's a kind of campaign. Campaign has never started, and even though campaign has started, it is the campaign director of Mr. President. It's actually the FCC that will calm down. Calm down when time comes. All these things will just go smoothly. If you calm down, that is my take, my brother.
Thank you. Good morning. Yes, good morning. All right, we need to go for this short commercial break. We'll be right back. I asked a few questions. Why were they denied access to the stadium as alleged by the FCT minister? Is it that they didn't meet the conditions? Or is it that the state government is trying to, just deny them access because probably during the ex-governor's time, when he was governor, he also denied other people access? Is that the case here? Is there any malice in whatever is happening? And then two, the statement he made, do you think he's joking or you think he's inciting people? I mean, their followers. Is that the case here? Number three, why is it that when high-profile people, politicians especially, make statements, nobody goes after them? I mean, the DSS and co, they don't. But when ordinary people on the street make any statement, you see it's easy for the DSS to find them and get them. When we come back.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Waiting they create, party for mouth. Waiting they cost, they let you rejoice. Terra Cubes.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, only
meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pure love.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
You may not realize it, but do you know you can always show your love for others with simple gestures? Here are some of them. Always look for the good in people. There are two sides to every story. We have our good and bad sides. So, look for the good in people. Focus on people's potential. Everyone has potential. So, rather than put them down, help them realize it. Choose to love. If you're given an option between giving love and receiving love, choose giving because that is a more practical choice. Treat everyone as equals. This means letting go of all the prejudice and partiality. See people for who they really are, not their jobs, not their apparels or bank accounts. If everyone does this, then the world will be a better place. Love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So, before you try to love other people, love yourself first. Forgive. We all make mistakes. So, whether it's a family or a stranger, the best way of showing love is forgiveness. Everyone deserves a second chance. Show compassion. Care for other people. Care for what they are going through. Do what you can to help. Give back to the community. Remember that a single drop of water can cause countless ripples. That donation, no matter how small, can inspire others to do the same. Smile, even to strangers. Remember that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So, do not underestimate the power of a smile. Not only does it lighten up your face, it will also brighten up another person's day.
Voice of the people.
And we're back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, should I call this the second half of the conversation? In case you're just joining us, the FCT minister, who is working with Mr. President of the APC and the Renewed Hope designer, made a statement that they were denied access. Let me play it so you won't say I concocted anything.
So the state government for the General Gowon Yakubu Stadium, they refused us. But let me say, next time we will do this. If you don't approve it, we will break it by force. The coordinator of the state, right again to the state government. Tuesday day, we inaugurate the world level. I want to say to everybody to hear, enough is enough. We are all from River State. Nobody can deny us the facilities of the state. If you don't agree to give us, we will do the useful and we will take it by force. Heaven will never fall. Everywhere heaven fall. Everywhere we got peace.
That's what the FCT minister said. Why were they denied access to the stadium? Was it that they didn't meet the requirement? Or was it that the state government is acting on intelligence? You know, when youth want to protest, the police will say they have intelligence that it's going to cause violence. But when politicians send counter-protests, police don't usually get intelligence. Why were they denied access? That's one. When Governor Wike was governor, he also denied people access to, in fact, Atiku couldn't campaign here, Atiku and his men. Is it a kind of payback? If that is the issue, why would there be a payback? I mean, if someone did something during his time, must you also follow the same route? Or does the state government have genuine reasons? Why do you think they have genuine reasons why they disallow them from using the stadium? Number two, with what the FCT minister is saying, is it in any way inciting their followers? Because I've never seen high-profile politicians, you know, except in some cases in the House or probably the Senate, where they throw blows sometimes, and then they later reconcile. But as in fight to the death, fight in such a way that the person will even sustain. In fact, somebody will even die. It is their followers who usually engage in that. Verbally, they go on social media insulting themselves, insulting people, threatening people. Is that speech in any way inciting people? Or do we look at it from the other end? Someone might also be joking. If you know, give me this thing, I will take them by force. But the person is probably joking. I better give me this thing, Joe. Oh, come on, get out. The person might be joking, right? Is that the case here? Do you think the FCT minister, maybe he's just joking? He's not serious about what he's saying. All right. Then number 3, why is it that the FCT minister is going around, they're inaugurating, and, even in that speech, if I played all, you hear when he said, politics will start in 2026 and that they have started politics in 2026. Is that not a form of campaign? If that is a form of campaign, what is INEC doing? If other parties who are not probably the leading party or ruling party, engages in this and then starts holding rally to sensitize their people, will they call it campaign? Will the authorities, go after them? 4, why is it that when high-profile individuals make statements, sometimes inciting statements, nobody goes after them? DSS does not go after them. They are not questioned. They are not arrested. But a normal man on the street makes any statement on social media, DSS will find the person in any bush where the person is and then get the person. Why is it so? Please join the conversation. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Hello. Your line is breaking. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Go ahead.
Mark. Good morning. My name is Bestman Daniel, calling you from Port Harcourt. You see, this you asked question about the state government not giving access to the FCT minister. This morning,
our brothers on the towers, please help us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
You can hear me now, I guess. Yes. My name is Christian. This is a question for why Zana I3 and all that. Well, let me start with what I think is the last. That you say, why is it that big people are not arrested when they make some kind of utterances? I read George Well's literature on animal farm. Yes, that's the reason. All animals are not equal. Even if we think the law say we are all equal. In truth, we are not equal as far as human society is concerned. Not only in Nigeria. Like somebody told me a story one day. It happens everywhere. It says that Atiku and Obasanjo picking the camp enter party. They write out for newspaper. But if I made the camp, nobody will see my name for newspaper. Is it not? So that's what it is. If you're big, you're big. So all animals are not equal in the context of what we are seeing here. That's why it is so. But I think that it is a dangerous trend that we are taking. Because what the federal minister is already doing is campaigning. And I wonder why he's not being called to order. And that statement he made is a threat to the peace and the harmony in Rivers State. I don't know how long we are going to continue on this trajectory, but somehow I still tell people that what we're expressing in Rivers State is deserving of the Rivers people. Because this journey that you see that we're embarking started about 10 years ago during Amechi time, out of emotions. Oh, who will fight Amechi? Let us bring Wike. Today, we will not fight Wike again. No. He don't put all of us in pocket. So we just enjoy the party as he did. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Max, good morning. I called back.
Yes, sir.
I was saying that this morning I listened to one of your sister stations, and the commissioner of sports came out on the air and explained why they do not give out the stadium to the FCT minister. In fact, he said when the FCT minister and his people applied, the state government openly let them to understand that construction is ongoing on that stadium, that they cannot give it out, that they should choose any other event. And if by my understanding, if the state government do not want to approve anything to the FCT minister, even the place that they used on that very event, it still belongs to state government. So they openly let them understand that there's a construction going on in that very stadium. So after everything, I don't see any reason why, after explaining all those things, showing pictures, the pictures are going viral in the internet. So after everything, after all this explanation, the FCC minister will still say the state government denied them access. So I don't really understand. It's just that he's trying to incite people to I don't know, his people. That is the way I see it. We need peace in River State. So I don't really understand what the FCC minister is trying to really do. That is my contribution.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I just want to talk about what Ricky said, his utterances regarding the stadium. They're saying that as you buy the goods, that's so you sell the goods. So, sometime Dean Amechi regime, he did that. 2023, he also did that. So why is he crying? And then his utterances is disturbing the peace of this country. And just to know that nobody can call him to order is crazy. That he will say heaven will not fall, even if heaven falls. That's to tell you how low he has gone because of power. It's a pity.
Good morning.
Morning, Max.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me, Master? This is Iwe Diba. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt. Okay, the posturing of the FCC minister is very, very uncalled for. He's very, very like an elder statesman that he is. A leader, a so-called leader of the state, can come up and propagate violence in that manner. The government explained to him, and pictures are all over the place. Eleka Health Stadium is open for everybody to go and verify. I passed there the other day, and construction work is still going on there. And the place they use for that event, it still belongs to the state government. And these things are just started. Maxwell, a violent person is a violent person. Since 2015 in this state, we have witnessed unbridled kind of violence, appetite for violence, coming from a particular person. Now he is out of government. Everything is just like a fish out of water. He cannot remain in power forever. He must be told. Let the federal government caution him before they get what they want in River State. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Bucky, Maxwell.
Honorable Mascot.
Thank you so much. It's unfortunate that at every time this some wicked will always come out and mock the heaven because he thinks that he's now above heaven. Every time that is the how many times have you seen good luck Jonathan, Odele, Tinubu, Buhari, Led Buhari, Obasanjo? Most of these powerful men, how many have you seen them come out to say that heaven will not fall, even if heaven falls? It's unfortunate. But I want to tell him and his followers that I am a propagator of the gospel, apart from other things that I do as a politician and an activist, that heaven will never fall. Heaven will never fall. Instead of heaven will fall, they will fall. Because those who make mockery of God and caricature of heaven, they don't get it at the end of the day. Let them remember a great man, Nebuchadnezzar, who mocked heaven. One day he fell. So he should stop that. Thank you and God bless you.
But people are not addressing the question. The first question I asked, why do you think the state government denied them access into that place? Was there any reason? What is the reason? Is it that they didn't meet up with the obligations? And I give an instance. I want to do an event. and I go to an open place, I talk to the authority, I want to use this place. So they say, okay, pay so amount, ensure you don't spoil anything. After your event, pack all the food packs and everything. You say, okay, sir, no problem. Chicken, case closed. Is that the case here? Or is the state government paying back? Yes, when the ex-governor was governor, he denied people from campaigning. Executive order this, executive order that I was in this state, not that they told me. And then, two, the statement he made, don't you think he's joking? I give an instance. Come on, give me that your phone, Joe. I'm joking. Come on, get out. I'm joking. I go do something. No. I'm joking, right? Don't you think he's just joking? Or is he inciting his followers? Now, when public officers make statements, even when it is inciting, nobody goes after them. But the ordinary people on the street make any statement, it is easy to go after them. Why is it so? Good morning.
Master, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry that I may not call my name on air, please, I beg you. Yeah, Master, I would like us to, your station is a station that people respect in this zone, because you have impacted, from you to Kelly to as many of you that have anchored different programs on this your platform. Hardly before we get anything that has to do with fake news. I would like us also to stand on that premise that you guys have done before. Is there any tangible evidence that Rivers State government has refused them from using that place? Some of us who are supporters, some of us who are not supporters, some of us who are neutral, we want to know, we want to see the physical evidence, application or anything. Please, we want to see, we want to know, so that some of us will know. Because I think if you ask me, this is a gimmick to begin to bring the president of Nigeria against the Rivers government. So some of us will want to know. This is my question. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
Hello, Maxwell. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Idemabon Samuel.
Yes, sir.
You listen to radio every time and you are my friend. I want to know, is there any day you read on your news that stadium is on work? They are working in that stadium? Because I know when state government want to do something, they will announce radio station will carry it out. Not when his boss wants to do something there. Will pack workers through go cover that place up. It's not good. Let's see me complain.
No, factually speaking, it's general news that they are renovating, but I don't know if they are done. Before now, they've started renovation, but I don't know if they are done. No. Do you understand?
Yeah, but I haven't had it in radio station. You are not giving me in your news. Huh?
No, it's public knowledge. That one is public knowledge. It's not debatable.
I know how Wike suffered for that news. Even if they say money, let him come out and say Wike 1 billion, 1 trillion. Let me hear. Abba, you want to march your master on the foot? Thank you very much. I don't used to call, but I said I should call this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, let us state the fact. It is public knowledge. Before now, they started renovation. I mean, it's everywhere. I don't know if there are people who don't know. The real estate government started renovating the place before now. I think last year or thereabout. So I don't know, but I don't know if they are done. No, I don't know if they have done 40%, 50%, or whatever percent. I don't. That's the one I don't know. So I mean, that's it for that one. Good morning.
Maxwell, let me ask this: that executive order that Wike, FCT minister, being used that time, did he cancel it before leaving office, or executive order is still inactive? Because since that time, before you want to use primary school, or you have to get. So that executive order, did he make it for himself alone to make use of, or it applies in time come? Anybody can the executive order, is it for only him that time? So when we are doing things, we do it so that it will not affect us tomorrow. You don't go to any farm road, you defecate there, thinking that when you are coming back, the slide will not greet you. That's what is going on now. All those things that he did that time, that nobody should enter here, that nobody should use so hotel. If you use it without my knowledge, I will bulldozer it, which he did. Those executive orders he placed on top, that you see in force.
Thank you, sir. All right, let me just take this, just to let you know also that the government has also issued a statement. Now, according to the River State government, they dismissed the claims that they rejected any application by the River State chapter of the Renewed Hope ambassadors to use the Yakubu Gowon Stadium for their inauguration. Christopher Green is actually the one who, alongside the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Information, Honor Sirawo, they stated that no formal request was received from any individual or group seeking to use the stadium. I just needed to also add that so that we will know what we're talking. All right? That's on the part of the government. So, but of course, 12 p.m. news is coming. You will also get more details. Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, Lucky Maxwell.
Robert Major.
Let me take it from the last part you brought in now. Renewed Hope ambassadors, are they registered with CAC? Lucky Maxwell, I ask you a question.
I mean, I'm not in the Renewed Hope. I'm not even renewing any hope.
People can begin to banish names. Left, right, and center. We are not fools, all of us, but even if we are fools because they are taking what all of us to themselves. Renewed Hope is a registered name, business name, or NGO, or what? Yesterday, that the former government spoke about Renewed Hope. You can just find a name and come out here to talk to people as we are, they are fools. I haven't said so. You ask the question, why would the River State government refuse to give them the place? Now, you also read what Pastor Agreement has told us, that they never receive any document. But I've been saying it, the governor, Sulaiman Fubara, is not doing what he needs to do as a governor. I do not know why the likes of Dr. Peter Odili, Justice Mary Odili, are with me, and yet they are kicking from the back. If not, where is this thing coming from? And also, we were told is not one of APC. Then APC minister will leave that to come and cut this issue. Try and stone the same way he did before. People should go and hot transformer. That is going to take it by force. It's taken by force that four is not working for.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. God bless you.
Thank you. Let me take some messages. Good morning, Maxwell. You see, the dangerous policies you mean Governor of Abuja is playing is not healthy for the country. Tinubu and INEC are keeping quiet. Somebody started campaign since last year in the name of thank you visit. The jobless youth who were crying yesterday for not receiving the 10,000 naira they were promised did not ask questions of the person's children to be at the front. I blame the governor for all this, and I've consistently maintained this position. Mr. Dennis, thank you. Maxwell, please refer your questions to INEC, the police, and other security authorities. Also ask Wike why he denied other parties access to public facilities when he was governor. Is the president not hearing Wike's activities in River State? Nduka, thank you. Pastor Nkemjika says, Maxwell, please, the Commissioner for Sport was on the air and confirmed that there was no application. I've talked about that. And that renovation work is going on. I don't think you are being fair for asking why the request was not. I'm just asking now. Yeah, my own is to ask question now. What's my business? Am I renewing any hope? Am I doing campaign? Mr. Max, Wike threatened to take over a place by force. No wahala. He should lead, followed by his children, then his followers. Adeyemo Dare. Thank you. Concerning the statement credited to Wike on refusal of government to give them access to the stadium, to me, I feel that Wike is taking advantage of the simple nature of Governor Fubara to all that he is doing in the state. I've been saying, let Governor Fubara make use of all the powers at his disposal as a governor. No one man can do the dirty works. No man has monopoly of violence. After all, they don't do it themselves. they contract it with the resources at their disposal. Marvelous. Thank you. Please, Maxwell, kindly tell the governor to call Lieutenant Yerima. Yeah, that's not what we're talking about. Remove FCT minister from the cabinet. All this nonsense will stop. His words are provocative and inciting. Probably he's looking for somebody to hit him down. Okay, Festus Digbani, I'll stop there. I doubt the governor's camp account of what happened. They claim they didn't get a letter for approval. Now the Commissioner of Sports is saying they gave an explanation for refusal. Inconsistent statement. If they gave a clear, lawful explanation, we won't have this confrontation. Some way they said they never received letter for impeachment. When will they start construction on Ogbogoro Road? This is just politics. Flat. Thank you. Well, from what I saw, Christopher Green said they never even saw, they've not seen any letter. That's what they said, though. Hi, Max. Answer to your question is, it's not yet time for campaign. So Wike is just trying to underestimate the power of Governor Fubara, and that is not good for the peace of the state. So, Mr. Wike, hold your peace. When it's time for campaign, you can come and rest. Thank you. Max, please replay the voice of Wike so that him and his followers can hear him and recall his days when he was governor. Nduka, thank you. I'll take more messages on... okay. Okay, Max, so the FCT minister has not been talking well. I'll need to rephrase your message from time immemorial. So I don't even know if he's joking or speaking under the influence of... Okay. For the alleged denial of access to the stadium, I believe the stadium is under construction, hence their refusal. Finally, because the DSS and other security outfits take orders from above, they cannot go after these big wigs who talk anyhow in public. So it is what it is. Simply goodness from Alakaya. Thank you very much. Maxwell, in my view, and based on what Governor Fubara said, that he said stadium is under construction and that alternative stadium like Adokie and Mesimaka is available for the event, the FCT minister should avoid politics of rancor and bitterness. In addition to your question, some high-profile people are not picked by DSS when inflammatory statements are made because there is no equality before the law in practice, but on paper. John Mwogugu, thank you very much. All right, this one says, this one is long. Good morning, Maxwell. The state government, through the commissioner, have answered your question that Wike and his group never applied to use any facility. Neither did they deny them use of any facility. It's just a case of calling the dog a bad name in order to hang it. Wike is trying to paint a false narrative that the governor is against the president re-election campaigns in the state. He is just hell-bent on painting the governor black in any conceivable way. As for why supporters of politicians are always fighting while the politicians do not, the reason is because supporters do not use their heads. Mature men and women who deliberately choose to be blind to the bold handwriting on the wall. Nigerian politicians do not truly fight themselves. The same politicians who pretend to be fighting all of them have where they meet to wine and dine together. Supporters, have sense. Use your head before you die cheaply. Don Daffy, thank you very much. It's just unfortunate that Wike met a man like Fubara that heaven or hell will let loose if I'm Fubara. What makes him feel he's only the author, of that. Same thing he did is hunting him down. What happened to Atiku's campaign team in 2023? Pure ... Michael Sunday, thank you very much. This one, okay. Woo, we're out of time. I was rushing. We'll take a short break and come back for the law today. We'll look at the Electoral Act. Last week, we had Barrister Innocent Uku. Mind-boggling revelations. In fact, he actually had an encounter. He has had encounters where a judge will call him and tell him, you see this case, they have called me from above. Even though your arguments are valid, I've written my judgment, but they have called me from above and said this. My brother, don't be angry. I can't go beyond this. We'll have him today again. We'll look at the Electoral Act. He, gave some insight on the Electoral Act last week, and I said that's a topic, we have to look at it. So we'll look at it. Is it in the interest of the people, the Electoral Act? Even if it's amended, will it serve the purpose of the general public? Because Nigerians have said, votes don't count, except you work on the Electoral Act. Okay, the one we have is in the interest of the people. If they still work on it, will it be in the interest of the people? We'll look at some provisions there. He's coming. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Vanity, vanity, vanity. One of the reasons why I love that song is because it's talking to every one of us. It's talking to me, including me. So it helps me to check my actions towards people, towards my fellow human beings, my actions towards God, and my actions towards men. Life is vanity, in case you don't know. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy land, invest, and do all that. Of course, we do that. Because when you have gone, your children, of course, should stand on something, your relatives also. But let us also know, while we're doing whatever we're doing, while we're relating with people day to day, that life is vanity. You know, I've visited the mortuary often. Not now, many years ago, you know. As a photographer, we do events and all that. So when we're covering burials, you know, most times we go to the mortuary to pick the body. And while they're dressing up the corpse, the owner of the body will want to take some pictures. So that's where, you know, I'll go into the dressing room. Then you will even see other corpses lined up, ready to be taken for burial. You just know that there's nothing in this life. I'll give you an assignment. Visit the mortuary. There's one in UPTH. You might not go in, but you might just pass around and see what's going on in. You just know that there's nothing in this life. When I see people, you know, display, you know, power and wickedness, I just laugh. Because there's nothing. It ends where? 6 feet. Even when they put gold, a very senior friend of mine, who is a former commissioner, will always say, "There, Maxwell, over there, they won't even give you money for keke." That's the way he calls it. Say keke. You won't have money to drive to pay for keke on the other part, on the other end. There's no spending, there's no eating when you cross over. There's no eating, there's no spending. Yes, sometimes you eat in your dream. That one is dream. But the other side, there's no enjoyment. Enjoyment is here. So let's be careful the way we do things. Let's be careful, especially for Africans. Let us be careful the way we do things. It's just a message to all of us. African leaders should learn. When we say leaders, we're not just talking about elected leaders. At every sphere where you are, community leader, even in your family, you're a leader. Be careful how you deal with your wife, your husband, your children, your relatives. You are the family head. Be fair to all. Do things. Be upright, at least before men, at least to a large extent, before God and man. Let your conscience be clear. Because all these things, will I acquire everything? Ooh, you go live and hear. When you go, you won't even know how it is being spent. Having said that, taking an excerpt from that song, because of course on radio we learn, get educated, get informed, and we'll get entertained. We laugh. Is that not so? What's the essence of life if you're not laughing? The Electoral Act is vital for us to have a credible election. The reason why we're having issues in Nigeria is no doubt traceable to the recruitment process. When you recruit the wrong person with bad character in any organization, that's the result you will get. Life is all about seed and harvest. The seed time is the recruitment process. So the energy you put in recruiting the best, not just someone who has intellectual prowess, but someone who has character. That's why in school they say, we're giving you this degree because you have gone through all the other in character and in learning. So you can be academically sound, but you don't have character. So both of them go hand in hand. You must be sound upstairs and you must be sound in your mind. Because there are people who are very sound academically speaking, and then they twist the law. They twist the law. Goodluck Jonathan said something very important when he was in, I think, South Africa, that the litigations we usually have in Nigeria is too much. And of course, I'm sure the judges are even overwhelmed. That if elections are conducted, in a clean manner to a very large extent, because you hear people say, oh, there's no perfect elections anywhere in the world. That statement might be true and might be wrong. What do we call perfect? There's 100%, humanly speaking, right, in everything. If you have 30 over 100, you pass. You don't pass exam. No, you don't pass exam. If you have 40, that's a D. 40 something is that's an E. D is 40 something. C is 50, isn't it? If it's a 3 credit load course, C is 3. 3 times 3, that's 9. Why don't you have a B, which is 60, which is 4? 4 times 3, if it's a 3 credit load, that's 12. Why don't you have an A from 70 upwards? A is 5. 5 times 3 credit load, that's 15. And if you do the calculation, if all your 3-2 credit load, when you have 1 credit load courses, they don't really give you anything. 5 times 1 is 5. So if you have an A, like community service, I had an A. 5 times 1, now 5. But there's a course I had an A, 5 times 3 credit load, that's 15. It boosts your, by the time you calculate everything and divide by the average, you have your CGPA high. Is that not so? So when they say there's no credible elections across the globe, we agree. But to what extent? That's the question we should be asking. Is it 30%? Is it 20%? Is it when visibly we can see that results are mutilated? Is it when visibly people can say, oh, the authorities said they were going to ensure that they publish the whole thing real time, and then at the end of the day, nothing was done? What do you call that? And then yet you accepted the result. You say you're going to use crayfish to cook a particular soup. and you have the money to buy crayfish, and you came back and you say you forgot to buy. Now on the street they also sell crayfish. You refuse to go to the street to buy crayfish to add to the soup. And the reason why I want to eat that soup is because of that crayfish. You must use crayfish. Don't use cubes. I don't want to call brands. Cubes now. Those spices. That other spice now. That, the cube kind of, whatever name you call it. You say you're going to use crayfish. And on the cube, they usually draw the crayfish, there's a diagram of the crayfish. But original crayfish, not crayfish. And I don't eat cubes. If you use crayfish to cook soup, that's the one I eat. But you didn't use, and then use cubes. And then you now want me to pay you. And you charged me a very high amount based on the fact that you said you're going to use crayfish. In other words, you spend more money, because for you to use a reasonable crayfish to cook a pot of soup now, you need a crayfish of up to 1,000 naira. Crayfish is a little bit expensive. And that's the reason why I'm paying you. Then you are not asking me to eat the soup, whereas you use cubes, and I'm aware. And you want me to pay you that amount. No, it's unacceptable. Is that not so? So, a lot of people have canvassed the electoral act, that it should be tinkered with. The question I want to ask before our lawyer comes in is, do you think the electoral act, the one we have now, I don't know if you've gone through it, the one we have now, I don't know. I want to ask you, do you think it is serving the purpose it should serve? You, as a citizen of this country, are you happy with the way elections are conducted? In line, of course, the Electoral Act is like a guide. Are you happy? Please join the conversation. Our lawyer is on the way. He's coming. 0810 9510 951. If the Electoral Act is tampered with to improve on it, do you think it will still serve the purpose for which it was meant for? Will you be happy that, okay, they have amended here, they have amended here? Which area would you also want some form of amendment, talking about the Electoral Act? You're talking as a citizen now. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mark.
Go ahead.
If you ask me which area would I ask for amendment, I would ask that the area that provides for independent candidates, that area should be put into consideration. I personally will not encourage all these political party stuff of the thing by forms for as high as 20 million, and sometimes the right people are not being endorsed by the political parties. If you have the money, you are good to go. If you are a product and you don't have the money, or you are not going to do that bidding, you are not going to share the money, you are not good to be a candidate. So I think if they should call for amendment of the Electoral Act, it should provide for independent candidacy. Again, I don't look at it this way. Do you know that even if a law is perfect, the system, the people that are running the system are not perfect? Maybe the office of the president want the person elected as the next chairman to do his bidding. They have a way to bypass the law, to do it to favor the person in power. So the right people to mount that office, and they should avoid pressure like what happened in Abia State. Somebody should stand his ground.
Thank you, sir.
Come with concern. You can't force me against the will of the
Thank
people.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Please send in your message. What would you want, the authorities to infuse into the Electoral Act? Are you satisfied with the way elections are conducted in Nigeria presently? Good morning.
My brother, good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, listen, the problem is not the Electoral Act. If you like, think out this 100 times. The problem is with the judiciary standing up and doing the right thing. The Electoral Act is okay, but the point is when you see something, you go to judicial, you see it white, you call it black. If you like, tamper with the Electoral Act 100 times. If the judges don't sit up and do the right thing, we are going nowhere. Go and write it down. Go and write it down anywhere. We have enough laws. The point is, if, for example, now, the judiciary sits up and everybody knows that when they go to court, the right thing will be done, everybody will fall in line. Please, let's stop wasting our time and focus. Let us have clean judges who look at cases, look at proof, and do the things properly. That's all. If you say the animal farm, there's nobody, people are not equal. The point is, once judiciary starts doing the right work, everybody will fall in line. Simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Master.
Welcome, go ahead.
Man of the people, good morning. This is Marvin from Port Harcourt. Guys, I say let me greet you this morning. People like you are just few in the society. God bless you and protect you. You're a good guy. Thank you.
Good morning.
Master, good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
See, Maxwell, there's nothing like I'll be happy whatever they want to insert or remove from the Electoral Act. You see, Supreme Court is what we want. We don't need High Court, we don't need Appeal Court, we don't need any court. Federal High Court will give judgment, and that Federal Court gives another judgment. If you want to get it right in Nigeria, let Supreme Court state some things. What I want them to state is this: if you are elected in a platform of a particular party, you can never defect. If you defect, the person that came second will take over, not even the speaker. Simple. Let Supreme Court affirm it. Let it be televised. Number two, if you want to run to another party, you will stay for another party, you will be a member of that party for 4 years, not just cost capital. Number three, if you want to be elected person, Supreme Court should say this is how it should be. Let Supreme Court pass a judgment. Because at the end of the day, see what happened to Ababio and Omai. Ababio, after contesting as a president, you go back to collect a ticket of a Senate. And what the law said, so when they pass this law, the Supreme Court destroys the law. That's the problem. That is the problem. So Supreme Court is the problem, not even all this court. Supreme Court should come and say, this is how it should be. That is what will help us. Any other people we are talking here, okay, if we talk finish, somebody will say technicality. If you said there will be beavers, there will be beavers. Not number of the highest votes again now. We have gone back to manual law because we are running on number, and they are not going to pass this law because every president that come around will like to win election.
Thank
and they will tell you again, you don't have to do a campaign. If you do a campaign, your party is qualified before the due date. There's a problem. Well, our problem is Supreme Court, Maxwell. If you talk from now tomorrow, nothing will happen. Mark my word.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Go ahead.
Mark on the line.
Yes, sir.
Changing the amending the electoral law, who is going to amend it? The same politicians that find their way or buy their way allegedly to the Senate, to the House of Reps, are they the one that they are going to always make a loophole where judges now bring in technology? You know, they know what they are doing. If I was to have my way, I would just ask, let's go back to that option A4. Everybody will be there, counted. Even the one that the person that's been defeated will just in that place hands off and say, look at my line. Oh, it will just go out without even going to court. In those days, I don't think people were going to court because the result was coming out there, clear to everybody. Or better still, let's not get us in the system of democracy, because the democracy we are doing is not the Western world are doing. We are just spending money, selecting people, putting them there. There's no the amendment will not even do us anything, because you will stay there when people are voting. You see, armed policemen staying there. You see people printing. They will just shut other people out, not to come in. You see them printing. The police people will be hailing them. It's not democracy, please. The amendment will not take us to any place.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Ogon. I'm calling from Rupopo.
All right, sir.
Please, I want to say in this here now that amending, even if you like, amend the electoral law 100 times, make it the most perfect on earth. It cannot solve any problem. The one on ground is enough to guarantee a successful election, producing credible candidates. But once maybe we have a judiciary, maybe after when we see we conducted a credible election and everybody is satisfied with the election, and somebody came out the way, maybe somewhere, and say, and maybe the elect chairman allow something contrary to what the people have done, what they have done. Then somebody now come and tell you, say, go to the court, go to court. If you are not satisfied, go to court. Then are you realizing that when you go to court, you are not getting election? And the court will employ technicality in interpreting a law that is straight. Then what do we expect? So the problem is in the judiciary. That judiciary, when the judiciary will bring somebody who took distant forth to make him a governor, what do we expect? So the problem is not with the electoral law, it is not with the electoral whatever.
Thank you, sir.
The judiciary. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Good morning.
Yes, good day, sir. My name is Sunday.
Yes, sir.
From Stafford. As I must see, this credible election will soon stop. Because I cannot see somebody will come up boldly saying that if you like, go to court. Let us stay in court. That's why some of them too, they are punishing themselves. If you ask them, the clothes they used to wear before, you see the size of that clothes now, you just be like their grandpapa dashed them. Just tell them to wear that same clothes they used to wear that time. But they are still making noise, not allow me to rest in this my state. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah, Master, good morning. I just want to contribute something about this. You know, if you are close to some of the polling units or polling booths, you know what is going on, that election in Nigeria. You won't even vote again. Where some INEC officials will be directing some people from print here, even at times they carry the ballot box to one separate.
Is that what
room.
you usually see?
Yes. If I post the one I have on my system here, you won't even vote again. If I upload it on social media, maybe they will call me for questioning. That's why I leave it there. So, what is the problem that is happening is this. And the Chiamo boys, you see them hang around. While the government official telling them, once after election, you see those boys, they will come and carry the ballot box to one of the chief house or to one of the well-notable politician house. They will go there and do this. But where they are next, after voting, make sure you count. They will not allow you to count. And because of you, two more faces know you around there. You don't have anything to say now. Who will protect you while Nigerian police is there? They see all those things. At times, immediately they sort them. You know what I mean by sort? When they sort you, Nigerian police, you just short.
Thank you. If I Thank you, Honorable Chris. It's okay. Eh? Good morning. Yes, go ahead. Rabbi Majek.
God bless you, Lucky Maxwell. You asked a question that what do we think should be included in the new electoral act? Am I right? Good and fine. That's a focal question you ask, in spite of all other views. But before I answer you, Lucky Maxwell, did you hear the senator? There was one senator that told us how his wife was given concession.
You mean
to
Senator Bolkachua?
To his colleagues. Do you recall?
You mean
Bolkachua.
Senator Bolkachua?
Yes, Bolkachua. What did I tell you? That senators were passing through him to get favors. It happened here in Nigeria. Not in Maxwell. One of the callers have said, I've said it severally too. Why will a politician tell you go to court? Why are they telling you so? Now, to answer your question, what do I think should be tweeted in the new Electoral Act? Even if civil society protested in Abuja on Thursday, is it Wednesday or Thursday in Abuja? Asking the INEC, the National Assembly, that the amendment of the 2002 Electoral Act should include that votes should be transmitted from the polling unit. I want to tell you, I support them, but my number one is they have to speak. Lucky Maxwell, if your wife is a judge, your husband is a judge, the same family, not just the same village, but the same family, that person should be barred to run for public office. Thank you, Robert Maja, the farmer.
Thank you, Robert Maja. All right, we have Barrister Dr. Innocent Ikwu join us on the show. He is a private legal practitioner. He's been in the practice for 2 decades plus, about 24 years. Yes, and he's a senior member of the bench. Thank you for joining us, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Firstly, I want to appreciate you for coming in last week. Out of a busy schedule, even with the short notice, you came, and then you also came today to educate us. We want to appreciate you from the depth of our heart. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So the Electoral Act is in focus here. Nigerians need better leadership, and every human being wants to enjoy life. That's the truth. You cannot enjoy life, whether it's a monarchy system, whether it's a democratic system. Everybody wants to have the basics of life because, of course, God has so blessed us immensely. There's no nation. But I usually say that God was a little bit partial in the sense that God deposited most of the resources in Africa, and Nigeria is a bottom pot. And you know, bottom pot, that's where you have the main thing.
Yeah.
However, how come Nigerians are suffering in the midst of plenty? I mean, everything probably you have worked for it. I had a Canadian yesterday who is of Ogoni extraction, but he's a citizen of Canada, and he was saying some things, how the Canadian government cares for our citizen, and it was like Indian movie in my ear because I've never enjoyed it in my own country with so much resources. Now, a lot of people have complained that the recruitment process is the issue. If the recruitment process is good, then of course you have your chambers, and of course you do recruitment. If you recruit the wrong person, they will give you a headache. Give me so and so. Sir, you did not. Is that what you told me yesterday? You say, what kind of stuff is this? You have headache. But if you recruit the right people, there's a case, and the person knows which book to bring, which correspondence to bring. By the time you come to work, everything has been arranged. You just put them together, mix it, go to court, and deliver. Your work will be easier. Am I correct?
Yes.
So the recruitment process seems to be flawed in Nigeria. And a lot of people, some people have traced it to the Electoral Act that if you have it correct, then things will be easier. Good luck. Jonathan have also said that if you conduct at least a reasonable point free and fair elections, you won't have all these litigations you have in court. Yeah. Last week you shared with us how tedious it is, to go through such process. What can we do with the electoral law, the Electoral Act? The one presently that we have, is it okay for the people, or do you think there's need for us to think about it?
Okay, talking about the Nigerian Electoral Act, which is a principal law that regulates elections in Nigeria. Following that Electoral Act are state electoral laws that regulate state elections, such as local government and councillors. The Nigerian Electoral Act is a very big problem. A very big problem.
Why do you say so?
As a seasoned legal practitioner, I think that the framers of the Electoral Act deliberately framed it so that nobody can win a case in court, that is in the election tribunals. They buried so many landmines, but maybe we may not be able to get there today. Maybe when next I come, if the opportunity is there, I'll be able to pinpoint in detail. But right now, it is important to note that since electoral system in Nigeria, at the end of every election season, towards the beginning of the next election season, the National Assembly has a culture of amending the Electoral Act towards improving it and creating more transparency. They have been consistent in doing this. That's why you find that we have had Electoral Acts from 1983. The name continued to change every season of election. Now it was 2022 that preceded the 2023 election season. Now there has been a draft amendment bill 2025, which is to precede this 2026, but that couldn't be passed, so they are working on it now. In fact, a few days ago they have inaugurated the committee for the amendment so that the final touches can be put. So today I think I should focus on identifying what have been integrated into the draft amendment electoral bill. Then after that, if I now have a time, I will now show what have not been touched, what is not even considered, that are germane, that are key points that must be integrated with the one they have proposed. Now, in this amendment season, this draft bill, they have decided that the election, Nigerian election, should be conducted earlier in time than when we used to have the election. The election usually held in February for presidential and March for governorship. And swearing in is May 29. That is about 3 months. Now, in this amendment, the proposal is to cause the election to hold 185 days before the tenure of the current executives will terminate.
That was maybe hold in 2026.
Yes, 6 months and 5 days. So if this is passed, what it means is that the elections will hold within November 2026 to allow for 6 months for election tribunals to hear and determine all litigations before swearing. So once they swear you in, you are not going to tribunal, you face governance and complete your tenure. That is what one of the drafts that have been accepted by the committee and is entered into the draft bill to be presented to the General House. So this one has its own advantages. One of the advantages is that the people who will win the election, when they are sworn in, they are able to mobilize government money and use it to fight their election cases. Yes, and create a very disadvantage. So now, since they will not be sworn in, they have to fight with their own personal money, just like the other person that lost. That access to huge resources will not be there because they have not been sworn in. That is one advantage.
But what about if it's the ruling party that won, their own person?
Yes.
Is there any way they can also connect?
Yes, because they were there already. They have access to the votes. They will be able to continue to spend. But if the person was not in government, then they will fight all this tribunal with his own strength. And even the issue of governor said, because the governors are the greatest problem we have in interfering with justice in Nigeria.
Are you talking about experience?
Yes, because I have already made a request before that the powers of governors should be reduced. The powers that is placed on governors is too much. So also the power placed on the president is too much. And it makes for abuse of power. It establishes an enormous arbitrariness. Powers should be removed and put on institutions. So that we have strong institutions, not alpha and omega personality. The alpha and omega personality Nigeria produced are the greatest trouble facing this country. They are the greatest jeopardy facing this country. They are the greatest enemy to Nigeria's well-being. We like to produce one individual who is like Nebuchadnezzar, who is like Pharaoh of Egypt. What Igbo people say, Ekuchobie, Obatobie, that type of thing.
But those names are attributed to God, the supreme being.
Yes, but these things, this power should be given to institution that does not look at faces, that develop laws and policy for the wellness of the society. So this is one of it that they have put in the bill. The second thing that they have put in the bill is the fact that the PVC will no longer be mandatory. Can you imagine a Nigerian election where PVC will no longer be mandatory? Because the PVC was the document that gives you an identity as a registered voter. Then you now identify your name, then they give you a voting slip. But in this amendment, they are saying that PVC will no longer be mandatory for the purpose of voting. That every registered voter should be able, at every election, to just print your voter's card, take that your leaves, your printed leaf, and go and vote. That is what they plan.
Now, don't you give room for...
Yeah, this is it. That is why that they need to create a debate. They need to invite stakeholders to scrutinize the implications of this rule.
It means anybody can print anything from anywhere.
Yes, and then that's even hiding fraud. Because you can print a prototype and just take it. And you know, fake fraudsters are always there. I was once anything that has original
That's fake.
As a fake one. And then everybody, in fact, politicians can sponsor 1 million people, print fake one for them, and then go there and cost them to vote.
I think there's some form of
cunning
craftiness in this kind of...
I fear a lot of sectarianism. I fear a lot. This may be a scheme for massive nationwide rigging. Once you play down the identity, then you can flood in people, even non-Nigerians, and then they come and vote. And all will seem legitimate. So they're breaking the bridge that was supposed to be a limitation for irregularities to ensure that those who are able to vote, are registered voters, are the ones able to vote. So I think that they need to allow for critical debate on this particular amendment. Then the other thing that is there is submission of candidates. Now, by this amendment that is intended, political parties have to submit lists of candidates 210 days before the election day. This means that political parties will need to have their primaries around June and July to be able to meet up this. Okay. So there is a backward shift in the timing for the election. So this also places...
It means campaigns will also start earlier.
Yes, campaign will also start earlier and close earlier. If this is passed, say the election will be around November, it means that 3 months to November, campaign would have started. Yeah.
That's August, September, October.
Yes. So that is another one intended. Then the other one intended is candidates of other parties can now challenge the validity of the nomination of candidates of the rival party. Okay. Before now, the Electoral Act provides that only persons that contested with the candidate of a particular party can challenge the validity.
For instance, only candidate with APC.
Yes,
or PDP or Labour.
Yes,
but now someone in Labour can challenge that of PDP.
Yeah,
validity. Now, that's if this is passed.
If this is passed, PDP can challenge nomination of APC candidates. APM can challenge nomination of Labour candidates. But before now, they will tell you that you don't have locus. Yes, that you did not contest in that party.
You are not the same
so not inquire to the internal affair. So they are lifting the veil of the internal affair.
Is this not going to cause chaos? One family fighting the other family?
No, under that guise, a lot of illegality happen. Many people are not qualified to contest. Imagine. A party under their compromise, some put ex-convicts. Yes, some put even convicted criminals who has become famous or popular, as the case may be. Some put drug lords and what have you. In the name that he is the strong man that can fight openly, they put them. So this one now will give other candidates who have reason to query. So even put people who are not their members, who are not members of the party. You know that by the electoral process, you need to be a member of the party to contest in that party. All the people that come within 1 month and switch to that party, how did they become a member? Because you need to have been a member at least for 6 months to contest. So these things, if they do it well, it will be properly sanitized. Yeah. Then apart from that, another thing in the amendment is section 10 sub 2c, which provides that name should now be one of the requirements for registration as voter in Nigeria.
That's the issue now. Going to conflict with the earlier one you stated that you don't need your voter's card
to vote.
To vote. Yes.
But this one is that you need this one to become a registered voter. So what this means is that over 4 million people who were non-Nigerians, who were registered in the north, but it's reported that millions of people were found to have been registered who were non-Nigerians. So by holding that name, you can now register as a Nigerian voter. So this is a consolidation of importation of non-Nigerians.
Why can't they say, okay, we can use the name to even vote?
Yeah, they didn't say so. This is what is in the draft bill. And this draft bill is a working document. If there is no intervention through stakeholders, these are the amendments, the only amendment that will be reflected in the new Electoral Act. And if these are the only amendment, then much of the problem would not have been solved. But there is a very important one. There is section 12 sub 1D and section 12 sub 2 seeking to recognize voting rights of inmates. So this draft bill is not saying that Nigerian inmates should be accorded the right to vote. So if this is passed, that means inmates will not vote. They will send electoral officers there. They will come vote for the candidates of their choice. And it will be added to determine the candidates that have won. But apart from that too, there is section 44, which try to create mandatory early voting. That means that if election is on Saturday and you are traveling out of the country a week before, they are going to provide a way for you to cast your vote and go to where you are going, since you will not be around on that Saturday. It's early voting. So there's a provision for it there. But the other one that is the one Nigerians have been crying for is section 60 sub 5, which seeks to make electronic transmission of results mandatory and compulsory. If this one is done, Nigeria will become good.
From the polling unit?
Yes. This was there in the last,
But it wasn't
in the 2022 amendment.
Was it followed through in the
No, it did not. These politicians knows that once you transmit the results, they are not returning. Do you understand me? Nigerians actually come out to vote for their preferred candidate, and the vote to be counted in the polling unit. Now, if all the vote counted in each polling unit is transmitted, what they need is only total. At the ward, you total. Then at the constituency, you total. Winners emerge. Then at the senatorial, you total. Winners emerge. Then in the state, you total. Governors emerge. It is the wish of the people. If this goes through, Nigeria will start being good. The mighty will start falling. The alpha and the omegas, they will start going down. That is the truth. If Nigerians insist that this must go through, this was the fraud played on Nigerians in 2023. They told that there was going to be electronic transmission. Billions voted to make it work. But on the day of the election, they now said there is no... They did in a few places, and now say it failed. And the court immediately come to their aid to say that it was not made mandatory. That was the Supreme Court.
So it was just a federal...
That was not, it was in their regulation. It was in the election policy. So the Supreme Court said it was not made mandatory.
What's the difference?
If it's not made mandatory, INEC will have discretion whether to use it or not to use it. So now this amendment clause here is to make it mandatory.
So if INEC does not do it, it means the
results will be notified. Okay. Yes. So these are the amendments that have been proposed. That is what it is in the joint amendment draft bill of the Electoral Act. And the committee just inaugurated. This is what they are looking at. But if you look at this, they have not solved the problem. None of this.
You just talked about the last one.
Yeah, the last one. Yes, the last one is good. It is what we are wishing should happen. But besides this, there are other key problems. Do you see that all this none touches on the election tribunal? None touches on the election tribunal. And it is the Electoral Act that provides the regulation, the laws, how adjudication, filing of petition will be. Now, there are a lot of technicalities that are buried like a gold mine. And if I have opportunity, I would just like to focus on that to show why.
Can you just give it a time?
Yes, to say why majority of people that go to tribunal don't win their cases. They have good cases, but the technicality will swallow their good cases. I won't let them win. For instance, when you go to tribunal, there is a provision that if a case is called and the petitioner is not there present, and his counsel is not there present, that the case should be dismissed.
You gave an instance last week.
Yes.
Someone went to the loop.
Yes.
The other just went to take a call.
Yes.
And that was it.
And the case was not even the next one in term. It's number 5. But when they say and saw that, they have stepped out. And they went to the case. They dropped the rest and called the case.
They left 1, 2, 3, 4 and called number 5.
Yes. Wow. I was there. Waiting for my own case, which was number 6 on the court list in Abuja. The National Judicial Institute. That was where those tribunals were sitting. So it is laden with technicalities. And we need to highlight it so that Nigerians will see what is eating up justice in the electoral side.
Another one.
Yes. Apart from this, there is a provision that once you have served your process to the respondent, and the respondent has held that process for 14 days, that you must file application to set the matter down for hearing. And that if you did not file that application on the 14th day, your case is deemed abandoned. Now, we tested the law in Nasarawa about Imo State Election Tribunal because when we were threatened, so they moved the tribunal to Nasarawa State. So all the council moved there to continue the hearing. Now, that particular matter had 5 respondents. One was served on Monday, one was served on Tuesday, one was served on Wednesday, the rest were served on Thursday. So the first person in 14 days was 4 days earlier than the other. The second person in 14 days was 3 days earlier than the other. The third person in 14 days was 2 days earlier than the other. Then all the rest were served on the following day. So this council waited for the 14th day of the last respondent to be due. Then he filed one post application that all the parties has been served on this day, this day, this day, and that as of today, the last person served has held the process for 14 days. That the matter be set down for hearing. Now the other people brought preliminary objection that he did not file the setting down for first respondent, that is INEC, on time. That it was 3 days since the 14 days was due. And because of that, the petition should be dismissed. Then the second defendant, you remember that all the respondents are working in unity. That is ruling party, INEC, police, they work as one against the system. And that is how it is. They are one body. They work as one.
What do you mean one body?
They believe that they are the people in power. So they protect themselves and assert for one another. So the court ruled that as far as he did not file that application for the first respondent that was due 3 days ago, that he filed out of time and his petition is dismissed.
Just like that?
Just like that. Just like that. So I My attention was drawn to it, and I applied for leave to address the court. The court granted me leave as an amicus, that is as a friend of the court. So I addressed the panel. I showed that what they have done is injustice, and that they should set aside the order, because the day for the second is not due, and the day for the third set is not due. And indeed, you cannot set the matter down for hearing, because it is not only that first party and the petitioner. There are other people, and issues must be joined before you can set the matter down. The court agreed with me, but that because election petition is sui generis, this is their position. They haven't done it, and I advise them to go to appeal. So this is a technicality, and it is employed against the fate of petitioners. They were deliberately led there. That is why when they will tell that they will read, that they will tell the court, because they believe that they manipulate the machinery of the court. Yeah, it happens. Some judges too are lacking in pragmatism. Some judges are lacking in pragmatism. The moment they receive a chief of staff and say, governor, say, we don't want to lose any seat. They tell their colleague that governor has delivered the message, we don't want to lose any seat. That is it.
You talk about the case where a judge called you were one, on that case,
yes,
and said they're calling from the high places.
Yes,
to be precise.
Yes, and
please don't be angry.
Yes, and that interpretation would be against the government, and so you should not deliver it at all.
He had the government
already. Yes,
they gave him another one.
Yes, so this means that government has spies that spy the court. When sensitive matters are before the court, matters to their interests. Government has spies that spy the court. But why I said that some judges are not pragmatic. Judges are like employee of government. There is no straight court independence in the appointment of judges. Government influence is significantly involved. Politicians, the governors that nominate, their influences are significantly involved. And before they nominate you, they must see you as a loyal boy or a loyal woman. And when they put you there, you are expected to play ball.
Dr. Nonsense, I'll just take a few messages and then we'll adjourn for another day.
Yes, for the purpose of just technicality, I will sacrifice time for your station and come to highlight them, provision by provision, and how they do injustice to the Nigerian judicial system on electoral matters.
Okay, sir. We're not going to adjourn in that day. We're going to adjourn that. Let me just say this. Vice good morning. We lost fancy and pretense in this country. Octavia Lawan are they supposed to be in the Senate, but who brought them there? The judiciary. The judiciary have failed woefully, and any day they decide to do the right thing, this country will be automatically be free from these shenanigans. Has anybody called Mahmoud Yakubu to explain what he meant by technical glitch till today? We'll keep talking, Mr. Dennis. Thank you very much. Listen, said anybody politician hoping on Electoral Act amendment is hoping to get nothing good. If Nigeria is serious, it should import again an Electoral Act and adopt same as our own. It is only then there can be a good change in the process. For me, I retired from voting in Nigeria for the electoral process. Mr. Thank you. Okay, you sent it twice. Back greetings and happy weekend. With the amendment of the Electoral Act, stop politicians from manipulating election results. The kind of politics we are playing here in Nigeria is different from what other countries practicing democracy are playing. Even if they amend the Electoral Act 10 times, what must be must be. Actually, your mind, how practicing democracy. Thank God, thank you very much. Dr. Innocent, we do appreciate you. And also, since we have done another, not seen that like that, you can like me for forever. Thank you, Doc, for coming. We appreciate you.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary. We're not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice people.
Don't let our love fall down. Yes, of course, the love is very important. Being romantic is important, But, I have to cross-check something. Sometimes there are things you can't find in any book. You just think about something. Sometimes I go into deep thought and I get a lot of inspiration about certain things. I look at the way things work. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? So sometimes I might sound controversial because maybe what I said, you can't find it in any book. There are things you get, even you who is listening, you get inspiration about something. When you share it with people, they wouldn't understand because they can't find it in any book. I was just thinking, why is it that some people attribute, to the fact that Nigerian men, some of them are not romantic, very many of them. And I found out that one of the reasons is linked to hardship, economic pressures. Economic what? Pressure. Especially if you grew up in a home, from a very humble background. There's no walking stick. There was no chewing stick in your mouth. They say some people are born with silver spoon, gold spoons in their mouth. Even chewing stick, nothing. You grew up in that kind where you were just trying to survive. Your parents were just trying to. So you grew up from that home. Everything is read hard, work hard so you can make it in life. You grew up with that kind of lifestyle. And then tomorrow you got into a relationship. What is in your mind is to look for a way to survive, how to make it in life. So when your woman or your man is talking about romance, it doesn't mean anything to you. What is in your head is how to put food on the table, buy landed properties, because you know where you're coming from. So you want to invest. So any money that comes into your hand, you're not even with romance. Romance for where? Yes, you might even love your wife. But growing up from that kind of background, everything in your head is investment, how to make it, because you don't want to go back. So if you marry such a man, you now say he's not romantic. His own is enter, come out. survival mode, poverty, hardship. Are you seeing it now? So it's from both ends. So you are calculating this flour now fee be 20 or 30,000. Hi, why no transfer the money to me? All right, survival mode.
Tender of each other, they learn how to share, they develop compassion within the family unit. I remember when my children were more younger than this, they will fight over who gets the right to the toy. But one of the things I do is that if you can't learn how to wait for each other and play together, I will remove that boy that is causing the distraction. And they have learned over time that it is better we learn how to take turns or playing with each other rather than allow the toy to be taken away from us and nobody gets the chance to play with it. So over time, they've learned empathy. They've learned kindness. Over time, they've learned how to share. Even in difficult situations, like, for example, I noticed that the senior ones now are getting, the ones that are out of secondary school, they are getting their own personal phones. They are getting their own tabloids. So I see the younger ones crowd the senior ones, all in the name to get a piece of the fun from the phone. But I discovered that there's no bickering, there's no fighting, because over the time, over the years, they have learned how to share. They have learned how to play with each other. They have learned how to, they have learned how to take time or take turns in doing things. Another one I want to emphasize is respect for authority or respect for others. If you don't teach your children how to honor their seniors, you are the one that will lose from it at last. So while they are young, while they are small and under you teach them how to respect the elders. You teach them how to understand rules and adopt polite behavior. And you also, the best way to reinforce the primary institution of obedience. It is important that they obey. A child that does not obey at an early age, it will be difficult in years to come to have such a child be obedient. You need to learn how to tell these children to be obedient. You need to tell these children how to be submissive, because in them doing it at this early age, it will help them in future. Now, a child that does not respect authority, if it's because you are there, they respect seniors, then it is telling you that in the nearest future, they could disrespect you. There are most children nowadays, they don't place honor on who they ought to place honor on. You can see some children calling their parents' names. In African culture, we don't do that. We don't do that. You can't just go and call your father, hey guy, or what's up guy. No, you have an amount of respect, and it's in the home. You can learn this. So you must respect others. Now, your elders is not only the person that gave birth to you, because I have heard people say, after all, he's not my mother, he's not my biological mother or my biological father. No! Instilling values start from those that are around you. Instill values on them. Make them understand the fact that whosoever is, even if it is 1 month older than you, is your senior. You can allow your children to call senior. Their parents, their siblings, from young, call them senior. Like my children, they'll call the senior ones senior senior so. Then the senior ones will say, it's only when you need something from me and you will remember to call me senior. And the that they have started calling. And they know that there's a difference between their age and that person's age. Whether it's because they need something from them or not. They know that there's something called senior. There's something called senior. So you must learn how to respect authority. You must learn how to respect others. You must understand rules and regulations. And you must also learn how to be polite in your behavior. Don't be unruly. Don't teach your children to be unruly. Let me tell you something. If you are not careful, these children are watching you. And before you know, when they get to school, they will be unruly to their teachers. When their teachers tell them to do something, they will get angry. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. And it is not of God. You are not unruly in all your activities. So there are things that you can teach your children from home. The cultural things, the ritual identity. Where are you from? If you are Igbo, you must teach your children at least minimum greetings in your language. Don't let that lingua franca fade off. Don't let it fade off. If you are Yoruba, teach the children the basics. Don't let it be just English that you are speaking. No. Get them back. I remember when I was much younger. We lived in the United States. My mother would speak our local dialect to us. It was not clear Yoruba. So when we came back to Nigeria, we were speaking that local dialect. We were in the Yoruba environment, but we were speaking the local dialect. People will laugh at us because myself.
Just talk.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, go ahead.
You
Let's do it this way.
Okay, were you with me when I talked on the respect for authority?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you were here. Respect for authority. Now, you must make sure that every one of them respects authority. They must respect authority.
Yes, go ahead.
They must respect authority, okay?
Yes.
They must learn how to, their seniors. Don't just allow them to call their seniors name, no matter how young they are. Did you hear when I talked about my children?
Yes.
How they call themselves
senior.
Okay, beautiful. And did you hear what?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We're listening.
Did you hear me when I talked on cultural and spiritual identity?
Yes, we got that.
Go ahead. Okay, so you must also teach them, set boundaries. Teach your children the values of their own bodies. Teach your children. Remember I said something, teach them about your faith. In teaching them about your faith, teach them what they can do. Teach them what they cannot do. These things the teachers in school may not outrightly go and be teaching them. But from the home, you teach them. Teach them that a boy is a boy. You are not transgender. You are not half man, half woman. No. Teach them these things. And if you teach them this value, you discover that it will stay with them for a very, very long time. Teach them self-worth. Teach them emotional security. No man should marry you tomorrow and be slapping you. Tell them, does your father beat me? If it is a no, your girls tell them, don't tolerate emotional molestation. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Then another thing I want to stress is teach them responsibility and life skills right from the home. It starts from the home. Whatever they will do in future starts from the home. The word of God says from early childhood you can predict what the life of a child will be like because of the things he does. A child that likes cooking from an early stage, you will see it, you will know it, that this child will end up cooking because he will end up teaching because of the flares of the things he likes to do. Now, teach them how to be responsible. Personal hygiene. Teach them how to wash their undies by themselves in the house. Don't wait for house help. Don't wait. Teach them how to bring out their school uniform from an early age. Sit down with him. Wash your undies. Don't pile clothes. Organizational skills. I have seen many women. It is from the house. They learn how to become an interior decor. They are the ones that like how to change. They will change the room. They will change from when they were young. Teach them these skills, and they learn. While you are teaching them, the school might not necessarily. Nowadays we have a lot of extracurricular activities, but there might be things that you can teach them in your own knowledge that will help them tomorrow. Teach them how to cook. Teach them all the routines you need to teach them. And another thing is teach them how to be independent in their thoughts. Let them be able to think out solutions.
Yes, we can hear you.
These are values that you teach from the home. Teach them how to think through solutions, think through problems, and proper solutions. Don't always do things for them. Please, if you are listening out there, your children are growing, and as they are growing, they are going to make their own mistakes. Even when they make mistakes, let them think through, think the challenges through, think the problems through, think solutions through, and come out with the best way to solve the situation. Oh, I made a mistake when I was writing jam. I wrote my name as this, whereas my name is this. What do I do? Then you will ask him to sit down. What do you think you can do? Is it to cancel it altogether or to rewrite it altogether? What do you think you will do? think and think. I was in a situation like that. The young man told me that, okay, I will go to the court and I will go and swear affidavit. I said, now you are thinking. Now you are thinking. So you can think through any challenge. Let your children know that they are, you know, God's hands on earth to bring solutions. When problems can come wherever they are, they should be able to sit down and think and provide solutions at the right time and at the right place. Okay. So all these values form the foundation personality of the child. And the school system, the only thing they can actually do is to help amplify it. They can help bring it out. They can help loud it. You understand? They can help make it louder. But if they are not taught at the home, even the school will be tired. You hear, oh, your son or your daughter is unruly. They don't listen. They don't obey. I don't think we will want these children in our school. So don't think parents are listening online. Don't think that it's only the school that can train or train your children for you. No, training, teaching starts from you at the home level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dupe. We'll have to allow you go back. Thank you so much for the contribution. We appreciate you. Hopefully by next week we shall have you live, right?
Yes, by God's grace.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. God bless.
All right, you can now join the conversation. Yes, it's good to send your children to the best of schools, but they will teach them academics. You know, I always say there are things you don't learn in school. There are things you can't learn in school. There are things I didn't learn in school. My mom taught me. I learned them by observation. My uncle taught me some. So there are things you can't learn in school. So as a mother, as a father, you have a whole lot of responsibility. Why do we have troublemakers in our society? Yes, there are people who are troublemakers. In your department, you have a troublemaker or some troublemakers. In the faculty, as in your schoolmates, either in university or in secondary school or primary school. Even within lecturers, there are lecturers who are troublemakers. It's from the home. When they started exhibiting such characters, their parents didn't call them to order. So they are now adults. They have gone into the society. In your office, don't you have a troublemaker? God forbid if that kind of person becomes a boss. And you know, in an African setting, you know, the law is somehow. The law is there, but, you know, implementation of the law is somehow. There are people who abuse people in their offices. They lack home training. There are people who abuse their spouse. It's from the home. There are people who abuse their children. Haven't you seen people who abuse their children? You've not seen them? Oh, I've seen them a whole lot too. I've handled, you know, family and relationship program for years. So I have seen things. In my short time, at least I've done such program for about 7 years or thereabout, 6, 7 years. You see all manner. You see people, yes, abuse their own children. When they were children and they started bullying people. You know, there are people who bully people. Yes, there are people who and some of these are private schools these days now. They just condone such nonsense attitude because all they want is money. When government schools were government schools, you don't try that now. Do not say they boot you out of the school, they kick you out. Government is not there to make money. They are there to mold the society. Is that not so? So government schools, they are not there to make money now, except these days now, where probably they are not, sometimes they claim that they are not fully funded. If not, in those days, you misbehave in school, they kick you out. But now it's private school. Private schools have taken over. So when there are some children who bully other children in class, the school will cover it. I have teachers across board, and they tell me things. You hear all manner. Those children came from homes. Is it that their parents are not aware of those characters? You go to the shopping mall, you see all manner of character. You see some children. No, usually children disturb, but that one is normal. Because if a child just stays in one place, like I'm not talking about those ones, but you see some children with some kind of characters in, you just wonder, this one is not the children type of character now. Naturally, children touch, they want to kick things, disturb, cry, is normal. That one is, we are not talking about those ones, especially 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5. But you see a 10-year-old went to the park one of those days. Children were playing within, in the bouncing castle. And a particular girl, she was so energetic. There are children who are very energetic. Jumping and jumping. I was admiring her. And then the elder brother came. She should be around 3. The elder brother is around 5. Okay, you want your sister to leave the bouncing castle. It's not as though they were about going home. I don't know why he came to call her. So she refused. She was still bouncing and, playing. Do you know what this boy did? A 5-year-old boy. I presume he should be within that age limit. Came, drew her on the head, as in dragged her hair, and was kicking her. I had to tell him, stop that nonsense. If she refuses to come, you can go and tell mommy. Or tell daddy, if daddy's around, to come and carry her. That's if you guys want to go. What you're doing, that's abuse. Where did he learn that? A child within that age limit. Dragged her. Did he see it in the movie? Dragged her, as in held her on the head. She has a long hair. And then kicked her. That's abuse, I had to stop him. I had to intervene. So come on, stop that nonsense. So there are people, and they don't see anything wrong with it. They are now adults, working in the same office, giving everybody problem. In the department, they give everybody, not the kind of problem that, someone like me, when I get into class in the university, you must laugh. No way. Even lecturer must laugh. That's me. That's the problem I give them, to be laughing. Even when they ask me question, the way I answer the question, everybody go laugh. But, there are people who are very problematic. In fact, if they don't create problem, even my course rep was very calm, but there are people who give him headache. There are people who give him headache. Some of them are listening to me now. There are people who give him headache. It's not from home. It's either probably the father was absent, or the mother was absent, or they just grew up with an auntie, no check, nothing. So, it is time for you to start building your children. Build your children. Okay, Ikechukwu Kelvin, he says, tell her to go ahead, that we can hear her. She talked about culture. She talked about respect. She talked about honor. Now, everything she has talked about, she talked about obeying authority. In our African setting, we take advantage of that. Those who are up, parents, they take advantage of it. They say, obey authority. And then you abuse the children. Maybe by next week when she comes, we're going to address that. Because some people take advantage of it and say, you must obey authority. And then you abuse people. We do it a lot in the African setting. When you talk about abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, it is so rampant within the African setting. If I'm lying, send a message or call in and tell me that I'm lying. In our schools, it is there. People abuse people because they say you must respect authority. So you bring obnoxious rules and regulation to cage people in the name of people must obey authority. That's not what we are saying, no. Teach your children to obey authority. You too, as a parent, you must also love your children. Because when you abuse them, you are abusing God. That's the truth. Children are gifts from God. When you abuse your children emotionally, when you abuse them physically, we are not saying you should not flog them. We are not saying you should not use the cane. There's a way you will want to correct a child with a rod. Even people around will say, "Naim born this boy." You don't use the cane on the children when you are angry. You will give them mark on their body. You don't correct children when you are angry. Children will make you angry. That is the truth. Like it or not, if you don't want them, please don't use protection. Do you understand? But in as much as you want children, they will make you angry. That one is whether you like it or not. Though it's just like the law of gravity. You jump up now, you come down. Even when plane fly, you go see come down. Children must make you angry. So when you want to correct them in love. Let it be in love. Some of our parents abused us ignorantly. They didn't know. They thought they were instilling discipline. They abused us. Oh, you don't know? So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. At least we still have that culture of respect in Africa, even though some of our leaders are taking advantage of it. Honor. She talked about honor. She talked about teaching them your language. Our language is going into extinction. Everybody is speaking Oyibo, speaking English. English is general. This thing we use in, communicating. But, I mean, God has blessed Nigeria. Some people can speak 3 to 4 languages. It's good. So your own local language, teach your children. Iwealawe, Miniwiri, teach them all those things. Elebe, as Igbo, Yoruba, Ekaleo, Ekaro. You understand? If you're Hausa, if you are from Bayelsa, Efik, Diriampom, if you are from Akwa Ibom, teach them the local. She talked about that a whole lot. She talked about. So feel free. What values are you instilling in your children, and what did you learn from what Mrs. Dupe shared with us? She has 6 boys, so she's talking from the point of experience. It's not theory. We don't bring people here who don't have practical experience. Practical experience is what gives you the real thing. It's not theory. It's practice. She has 6 boys. She has raised. Her children are a little bit big now. You understand? She's a teenage teacher. She has taught for close to 10 years plus. She's a relationship coach. She's a marriage counselor. So, she's not talking just vain words. 0810 9510 951. 0810 9510 951. Send your messages to 0701 9339 932. What's wrong with this machine? 0701 9339 962. When they report that your child bullied someone in school, how do you react? Do you fight the teacher? Do you fight the teacher? That's the question. Some of you fight teachers when they even correct your children. Some of you report to the schools, and you already know that the schools will vent it on the teachers, because some of the private schools, they have accused them of not instilling knowledge. What they just want is money. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Master. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
My name is Niwupe from Bookmaster.
Yes, sir.
Master, I want to ask a question now. Master, if a teacher teaches your son any year she like with anger, what do you think you should do? If you have a teacher, do you do a bad thing? If you have a teacher.
If you shout on the teacher. It depends on the
teacher,
situation.
like,
What did the teacher do?
like if like she punish him, give a mark, flog him, and give the son a very good mark.
Now, the first thing we should even look at is what is the policy of the school on punishment.
Maybe some teacher was very wicked to beat the children like nonsense.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's what we're saying. Is it a private school?
Yes, the private school.
You report to the school authority. Let them take action.
Okay.
Thank you. Because in as much as we're saying, oh, correct children, correct, you know, I came from both ends. Do you understand? The teacher, yes, depending on the policy of the school, the parents must have known. It has the right to correct the children. There are some schools they don't flog. It's their own policy. But probably they look for a way to deny the child of what the child loves. That's their own way of punishment. So it depends on the policy. But, you know, beating a child mercilessly as though the child is even a goat. You don't beat a goat like that. That's why I said, in the midst of, you want to correct a child, you want the child to be better, you do it in love. Even as a parent, there's a way you beat your child. That's why, you know, in the Western world, they protect children, even though their laws are also on just one end. It should be balanced in such a way that they should also know that parents have the right to correct their children. And the parents should know their boundaries. You get what I'm saying? So, what is the school's policy? You report to the school authority. Let them take action. That does not mean a teacher does not have the right to also punish, you know. The punishment is not like we want to kill you. It's like to serve as deterrent so that you don't do it again. Like I said, in love. If the thing where would they do God, if God begin to knock all of us, we for don't die finish now. Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Train a child the way she do. I think like us that were growing up with our grandfather. There is something we learn from here, but there's something they always pampers us. But if you come to work, how to know how to work, cook, arrange how you know it, because we learn from them. They must make sure say you learn all these things. But I always want to say that some negative correction, they bring positive. I want to tell you one story. There was one of my neighbors, her sister. There was a boy that always, the boy is bigger than that, her sister. Always beat this girl. One day, the sister of the girl tell the girl that any day the boy come to beat you, gather courage. Each time he will beat her well. And the girl do that. The final day the boy come to fight the girl gather courage and beat this boy. 3 times in that day, the fight, the beating stop. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Maxwell. Some parents abuse and intimidate their children a lot. Maxwell, imagine a situation where parents will openly curse their children by saying such words like coconut head, it will never be well with you, you are an idiot, fools, and empty vessel. Maxwell, parents should be made to face court martial in cases of bullying and cursing their children. Pastor Sunday. Yes, you're right, Pastor Sunday. There are parents, you know, I said it earlier, there are parents who and do you know what those things do? It damages the self-esteem of children. Some of you know this thing. Though your parents did it ignorantly, they didn't know, that's the truth. But it was probably after, you know, you knew yourself, you now started building your self-esteem. It kills or reduces self-esteem of some people. When people keep on abusing you, bullying you, it will get to a point where you will think that you are not good enough. And that's why I tell people, don't allow people push you to that extent. Whether at the workplace, in school, anywhere. Don't allow people box you. Don't allow people push you. Everybody, she talked about respect. Respect is mutual, in case you don't know. There are children who don't respect other people, but they expect other children to respect them. Parents also should respect children. In as much as you want the children to respect you, you too respect the children. There is a particular age, there's a series I'm working on. Maybe she will come and teach us. That's Mrs. Dupe. She teaches teenagers. When a child gets to the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, they are trying to find themselves. The child does something, and then you are shouting on that child in the presence of his mate. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you are doing. Correct them inside. You don't correct that child outside. You are damaging the self-esteem of that particular child. So when we'll work on that series, and then how to bring up teenagers, how to relate with them, how to handle them. We'll talk about it one of these days. You get what I'm saying? So don't be too soft and don't be too hard. There are ways you can handle things. Ask for wisdom. There are some of the things the way you would want to relate with your children, you might not see it in any book. Yes, it's good to read and all that. Grab all the knowledge, but also get wisdom from the Supreme Being. He's the only one that can help us to train our children in the way they should go, that when they grow up, they will not depart from it. Teach them hard work. Teach them how to cook, boy or girl. Teach them how to work. Don't rely on house girl. Oh. One day house girl will go. One day house girl will go. All this your children go finish eat. Now house girl go carry the food. I mean the plate. You now want to teach your children to be lazy. All right. Grace mom says, Max, good morning. I've learned not to spoil your kids when growing up. When my kids were growing up, I do take them to school by myself, bring them back, bath them, feed them, do assignment. When it comes for messages, mostly in the evening, I do go by myself because of the society we are. Could you believe they are all grown up, and to go for an errand, it's a problem. This will ask this to go, while the youngest will be angry, why only he or she is going for errands, and my husband is blaming me that I spoiled them, though I was brought up in a very hard and tough way by my mom, and because of that I don't take no for an answer. And the age they are now, Max, they do talk back at times to me, and I don't like it. Mommy Grace, you keep on praying for them, and they will change. Then you talk to them too. Sometimes sit them down and talk to them. That's much we can take. The news comes up next. Stay with us. I'll play something for you from Michael Jackson. All right, and then you get to listen to the news. Don't go anywhere.
area or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM. Sports Hardcore. News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This is the World News on your Premium Talk Radio Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. And the headlines: NYSC Director General advises corps members to respect local customs. INEC recognizes Labour Party National Working Committee led by Nenadi Usman. Rivers State Government challenges FCT Minister Yeson Wike to show proof of any application by Renewed Hope ambassadors to use Yakubu Gowon Stadium for its inauguration. On the foreign scene, more than 200 dies in landslides at rebel-controlled mine in DR Congo. I am Lucky Maxwell. Thanks for staying with us. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, has advised corps members to respect local customs. Brigadier General Nafiu also encouraged the corps members to stay committed, be resourceful, and be punctual at primary assignments, and urging them to contribute to Nigeria's socio-economic development. According to a post on the NYSC National Directorate Headquarters X handle on Saturday, Nafiu gave the advice while addressing the 2026 Batch A Stream 1 corps members at the orientation camps in Ogun and Oyo State. He lauded the corps members for responding to the call to serve the nation and urged them to manage their finances wisely, noting that prudent financial management would support them during and after the service year. The NYSC boss also cautioned them to respect the customs of their host communities and maintain good conduct throughout their service. The Nigeria Defense Headquarters has revealed it is working closely with other government agencies to determine how terrorist groups are acquiring drones and to prevent their use. According to officials, the investigation has reached an advanced stage. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, made the disclosure while briefing newsmen in Abuja on recent military operations. He said terrorist groups in the northeast have increased drones attacks in recent months, targeting both civilians and security personnel, raising concerns about how the insurgents gain access to the equipment. He added that agencies with the technical capacity to block or disrupt drones operations are already involved in the effort, underlining the government's commitment to stopping non-state actors from exploiting the technology. On the return of Nigerian refugees from Cameroon, Onaja said the development reflects improving security in affected areas. He explained that the military and the federal government have worked to make communities safe again, allowing displaced persons to return home. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has reaffirmed the Nigeria Police Force's commitment to enhancing Nigeria's border security framework through strategic collaboration with the National Assembly. Egbetokun made the assurance while hosting members of the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Border Security during a working visit to the Force headquarters in Abuja. The visit was aimed at fostering synergy between the legislative and executive arms of government in tackling border-related security challenges. Represented by the Director General, by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, DIG Yakubu Wazi, Egbetokun expressed appreciation for the committee's proactive engagement. He emphasized that national security is a shared responsibility requiring coordinated strategies, institutional cooperation, and a unified national vision. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has recognized the Labour Party National Working Committee led by Nenadi Usman. INEC indicated that the move followed a court order mandating the Electoral Commission to do so. Checks on the INEC website as of Friday show that the umpire has now listed Usman as the caretaker committee chairperson of the Labour Party. Other members of the National Working Committee are Senator Darlington Wokocha, National Secretary, Hamisu Sankturaki, National Treasurer, Aisha Madije, National Financial Secretary, and Eric Ifere, National Legal Advisor. The development has added another layer of intrigue to the battle of the leadership of the Labour Party, one of Nigeria's opposition political parties. You would recall that on January 21, 2026, the Federal High Court Abuja recognized the Usman-led National Working Committee of the Labour Party, sacking Julius Abure as the party's national chairman. Justice Peter Lifu based his action on the verdict of the Supreme Court declaring Nenadi as the authentic leader of the Labour Party. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has disclosed that public school enrollment in the state has increased from 117,000 to over 320,000 within 1 year. Governor Oti disclosed during the January edition of his monthly media briefing held at the Banquet Hall of Government House, Umaya, where he stated that the surge in enrollment reflects growing confidence in public education following reforms by his administration. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Njoku Ukoha, Governor Oti said the government would sustain efforts to make education accessible and affordable, noting that reconstruction and renovation works were ongoing across several institutions, including Abia State University and the Abia State College of Education Technical, Arochukwu. The governor said several infrastructure projects were nearing completion, including the Omenuko Bridge and the Abam Okobo Amuvi Arochukwu Road, while the reconstruction of Urata Road and Old Express Road would soon be flagged up to complete the recovery of Aba. He also announced plans to commence construction of pocket layout housing estate in Mbese, Mbarakuma, and Ubakala. On tourism and hospitality, Otis said the state had entered into a partnership to digitally register and rate hotels and hospitality facilities using global positioning systems. The immediate past national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has dismissed claims that northern Nigeria will withdraw its support for President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general elections, calling such projections a big mistake. The former Kano State governor stated that no southern candidate is currently more suitable to lead Nigeria beyond 2027 than the incumbent president. Ganduje, who spoke in Abuja while receiving a delegation of the Northern Nigeria Youth Leaders Forum, praised the president as a pure politician whose career has been defined by a steadfast commitment to democracy. He also highlighted President Tinubu's bold economic policies, noting that they are yielding results that transcend party lines. Ganduje reminded the delegation of the understanding reached during the President Muhammadu Buhari administration that power should shift to the south. After 8 years, an agreement he believes should be honored with Tinubu's second term. You're listening to the World News on Today95.1 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be right back after the short break.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now the rest of the news. The Rivers State government has dismissed claims that it rejected an application by the Rivers State chapter of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors to use the Yakubu Gowon Stadium for its inauguration. Addressing newsmen during an inspection tour of the facility currently undergoing reconstruction, the Coordinating Commissioner for Sports, Christopher Green, alongside the Permanent Secretary Minister of Information and Communications, Honor Sirawo, stated that no formal request was received from any individual or group seeking to use the stadium. Green, who also serves as the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, explained that aside from the absence of any application, the stadium remains an active construction site and is therefore unsuitable for hosting any event. He noted that the reconstruction contract was awarded to Messrs. Money Mitchell to upgrade the stadium to meet FIFA and World Athletics standards, adding that the facility poses significant safety risk in its current state. The Commissioner, in a statement by the Director of Public Publications in the Ministry of Information and Communications, Christian Davis, further challenged claims that an application was submitted and rejected, insisting that no such correspondence exists. Green also pointed out that alternative government-owned facilities, including the Adokie Amiesemaka Stadium and the Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, remain open for public use, stressing that the state government does not restrict access to its facilities without just cause. Also speaking, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and Communications, Ono Sirawu, reiterated the state government commitment to initiatives that promote development and political stability in Rivers State. He emphasized that the administration of Governor Siminalayi Fubara remains firmly supportive of President Bola Tinubu and any genuine effort aimed at advancing his renewed hope agenda. He further confirmed that checks with the Office of the Secretary to the State Government, Government House, and the Minister of Sport revealed that no application for the use of the Yakubu Gowon Stadium was received by any of the offices. A political stakeholder in Rivers State, Chief Lotsi Nwosu, has described the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Speaker Martin Amehule, as the worst legislative assembly in Nigeria. Chief Nwosu made this assertion while reacting to the recent move by the Assembly to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Mma Odu. While questioning whose interests the Speaker and members of the Assembly are serving, the Chief noted that their actions do not reflect the will of Rivers people. The leader of the Rivers Progressive Agenda accused the Assembly of coming into office without a clear legislative agenda and living without any meaningful achievement. According to him, the Assembly has failed to enact laws that would possibly impact the lives of the people of Rivers State. Chief Nwosu, who further insisted that Governor Siminalayi Fubara remains the political leader of the All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State, warned the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to be cautious of political praise singers, describing them as individuals who may later turn against him when he is no longer in power.
The 10th Assembly, under the leadership of Martin Amehule, is the worst assembly in the history of legislative business in Nigeria. They came empty and are going empty. Whose interests are they serving? This legislature has never passed one budget cycle. Neither did they make any one meaningful law that has benefited the Rivers people. We only have had useless impeachment attempts. Only the people like Senator Magnus Abe that has been clouded based on some pecuniary and parochial interests, who cannot even know or see that the governor Fubara is the state governor and political leader of Rivers State. Chief Wike should be careful of those kind of people who will only praise him to high heaven. But when you are no more in power, they will now be shouting, crucify him.
In another development, Chief Lotsi Nwosu commended the federal government for its effort in addressing insecurity across the country and urged the government to sustain the momentum and further reduce the cost of essential goods by reopening the nation's borders. An indigene of Rumehio village in Rumekini town, Obiakpa local government area of Rivers State, Bestman Emmanuel, has asked one Ugochukwu Samson to make himself available to the Rivers State Police Command if he has no involvement in the shooting of Apostle Chigozie Mecha. Emmanuel made the call while speaking with Today FM, alleging that members of the Akpo Ospak who were arrested in connection with the incident had revealed that Samson was the person who shot the cleric. He also urged the police to carry out a thorough investigation to ensure that every person connected to the shooting at Egbelu Farm Road is apprehended and prosecuted. Bestman Emmanuel, who is the spokesperson of the Rumawecho family, further criticized the paramount ruler of Rumekini, Louis Amadi, for allegedly failing to speak out on the crime committed within the community.
To the Nigerian police, saying that it was Ugochukwu Samson that shot Apostle Steve Chigozie Mecha. It's obvious that this individual has contradicted himself. I'm asking again, and he, Ugochukwu Samson, make himself available to the Nigerian police to aid their investigation. And we, the youth of Inhion community, are demanding for justice and also asking the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State Command, CP Olubenga A. Adepoju, to please look into this matter as it concerns threats to life and bring these perpetrators to book. The Royal Highness of Rumekin, Eze Louis Amadi, is also a prime suspect. He won't say that he doesn't have an idea of all the evil and illegality going on in Rumekin, yet he couldn't condemn the act.
On his part, Innocent Samson, who denied being the father of Ugochukwu Samson, said he was not beaten by anyone contrary to claims by his said son.
Nobody beat me up. Nobody destroy my block. Nobody disturbs me there. I'm still working there. Ugochukwu Samson is not my son. He's just claiming that he's my son when he has bring in problem for himself. He want to kill me in. I'm not his father. He will not put me for a problem that I don't know. He knows how he create his problem by himself. So he will not put me there. He's not my son. Nobody beat me. Nobody scatter my block. Nobody. The apostle is my junior brother. Apostle Stephen Mecha and the Samson, they are the same parents.
On the foreign scene, at least 200 people were reportedly killed earlier this week when heavy rains triggered a series of catastrophic landslides at the Rubaya Coltan mine in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The site has been under the control of M23 rebel group since 2024. A spokesperson of the rebel-appointed governor of North Kivu province, Lumumba Kambere Moyisa, said the victims include minors, children, and market women. He added that at least 20 injured people have been treated, some in local health facilities, while others will be transferred to Goma, the nearest city around 50 kilometers away. With search and rescue operations still continuing, officials say the death toll is expected to rise. Moyisa said the governor has temporarily halted artisanal mining on the site and ordered the relocation of residents who had built shelters near the mine. Rubaya produces about 15% of the world's coltan, which is processed into a hard metal used notably to make smartphones, computers, and aircraft engines. In entertainment, the countdown to the 68th Grammy Awards has begun with Nigerian music once again taking center stage on the global scene. The ceremony is set for Sunday, February 1, 2026 at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, where 5 Nigerian artists are nominated and vying for music's most prestigious honors, highlighting the nation's rising dominance in the international music landscape. Burna Boy is leading the charge with 2 nominations, reinforcing his status as one of Africa's most reliable Grammy contenders. Davido also makes return with a nod for With You, featuring Omalay in Best African Music Performance. Ira Star, Wizkid, Omalay are all among the nominees for the award. Adding historic weight, Afrobeat legend Fela Aníkúlá Kuti will receive a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award, the first African artist to earn this honor. He will be celebrated alongside icons like Whitney Houston, Chaka Khan, and Paul Simon at the Special Merit Award ceremony on Saturday, January 31, 2026. To end the news, as a summary of the major stories. We told you that NYC Director General Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu has advised corps members to respect local customs. INEC has recognized the Labour Party National Working Committee led by Nenadi Usman. We told you that Rivers State Government has challenged FCT Minister Yesom Wike to show proof of any application by the Renewed Hope ambassadors to use Yakubu Gowon Stadium for its inauguration. On the foreign scene, you heard that more than 200 have died in landslide at rebel-controlled mine in DR Congo. Uchendu Ejo, editor of the news. For comment and inquiries, please call 08183892850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on todayfmlive.com, on Facebook at Today95.1fm, on Instagram at TodayFM951, on X, formerly Twitter at TodayFM951. Join our YouTube live at Today95.1fm. Good afternoon. I am Lucky Maxwell.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelts.
We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
FM.
World of uncertainty, there is a place of safety, a place of strength, a place of divine refuge. Join us at Abundant Life Evangel Mission for 7 days fasting and prayers from Monday 26th to Saturday 31st January 2026, 5 p.m. daily. Sunday, February 1st, Anointing/Thanksgiving service, 8 a.m. Venue, Alem Cathedral, 98 or more Moyo Rosie Street, Psychiatric Road, Port Harcourt. Host, Apostle Eugene Ogu. Come and hide in God. Come and be renewed. Come and experience divine help in troubled times. Abundant Life Evangel Mission. We care.
.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
the Kokoroko. For herbal medicine, when they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Countryman, correct bakelistic ogbonge herbal medicine, they we know they come out for public anyhow like a big basket. Food gram as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine we pass them. After all, monkey smart now because tree near tree is a forest. Heritage International go use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become ugba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
Hello and welcome to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. On today's edition of the program, our topic of discussion is STD and STI. And I have with me in the studio, Dr. Botumba Abiodun. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Sexually transmitted infections are challenges that get into the body system through sexual interaction. But the basic thing is that the causative organism is able to get into the body system and continue to divide, thereby having the privilege of affecting body cells to cause signs and symptoms. When sexually transmitted organisms get into the body system, they can be classified based on the causative organism. Some are caused by bacteria, some are caused by virus, some are caused by fungi and other parasites. But when they get into the body system, the manifestations that one is going to get do differ in some cases. For instance, in gonococcal infection, in a man, it may not take more than 3 days before the man will start experiencing burning sensation in the urinary tract or painful urination. And when it's getting to, let's say, 7 days, you can start noticing some discharge from the male organ. In women, it may not be like this because their genital is wider than that of men. So it can hide in their body system for quite a very long period of time. In some people, they can be seen as carriers. There are other organisms that can cause challenges that are different from just burning sensation or discharge from the genitals. When we talk about herpes simplex virus, people suffering from herpes simplex virus can experience blisters and ulcers in the private part that will be seen as wounds. Some can be very painful. Some can even have some discharge in form of blood, and you see that as regular wounds. In syphilis, at the beginning, there can just be pimple-like eruptions around the pubic region, which may disappear over a week or two. But that disappearance does not mean that the organism is totally cleared from the body system. It is during that period that it will be able to go into the body tissue to continue dividing, to encroach the body further. It can go to a latent stage, a stage in which the organism is inside the body as if it is sleeping or resting. But if anything happens that triggers it, definitely one will start experiencing serious challenges. When we have all this and we fail or refuse to take care of the body, definitely complications can set in. In women, when complications are already appearing, there can be serious menstrual pains. In some women, there can be discharge coming from the genitals that can even have offensive odor. In some, it is possible for them to experience serious lower abdominal pains. Most at times, these do follow their monthly menstrual bleed. In some women, if it is allowed to continue, you discover that the fallopian tube can be damaged, a situation where this area will be blocked totally. That will be seen as blockage of fallopian tube, which can really lead to infertility in women. It can be primary infertility or secondary infertility, as the case may be. In men, when infectious agents are able to stay and proliferate, that is divide, to encroach the body tissues very well, definitely the sanctuaries of the body can be reached. Part of the sanctuaries of the body is the testicles. When they get into the testicles, it can lead to orchitis, a situation where the bulbs, that is the testicles, will become very painful. It can be swollen. And at that stage, the lifespan of sperm cells coming from these testicles can reduce, or they reduce in number. When they reduce in number, that can lead to oligospermia. But if nothing is done, and this is allowed to continue for a certain length of time in the body, it is possible for all the cells to become dead, a situation where we have azoospermia. In such situations, it will be impossible for such a man to impregnate his woman as a result of a sexually transmitted infection that has been poorly handled or that has been ignored. Part of the complications of sexually transmitted infections in men is a situation where a man is unable to stand like a man like he used to do before. And that's why we say, whenever we experience anything that is strange in our body system, it is very important for one to visit competent health care giver who will be able to give the right advice to get out of the challenge. In other words, if one is faced with challenges that have to do with sexually transmitted infections, having burning sensation, painful urination, discharge from the genitals, blisters, wounds, mind you, having all these challenges is not the end of the road. For more enlightenment and advice, the number you can call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. Thank you.
All right. You've been listening to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. Let's take our sponsor's message. Don't go away. We shall be right back.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, where they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Quatliman, correct, bekelistic, ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow, like a big masquerade. Full ground, as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine will pass them. After all, monkey smart now, because tree near tree is our forest. So, Heritage International go use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become Obarumba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
You're welcome back to Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special New Year promo package. This New Year promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. Until we come your way again, remain blessed.